Welcome to today's episode of David Vs Goliath, a podcast dedicated to helping small businesses leverage technology to not only help them compete against their large competitors, but win. Your host is currently the CEO of Anthem Business Software, a three-time Inc. 500 recipient, and a serial entrepreneur with a passion to help small businesses everywhere find, serve, and keep more customers profitably. Please join me in welcoming your host, Adam DeGraide.
Hey everyone, it's Adam DeGraide, One Nation Under Par, here with the David Vs Goliath podcast. I hope everyone is having an amazing day because I am. Today we're going to be doing a short called Plant the Boulder. I think you're going to love it. It's from a segment of episode number 10. The full video will be in the description below. You've got to check it out. Today's episode is brought to us by AutomateMySocial.com, where your business can automate up to 100% of its social media and never have to think about it again. Set it, forget it, save thousands, better return on investment, save tons of money, make more money, have more fun at AutomateMySocial.com. Be sure to visit us online at David Vs Goliath Podcast.com. There you can subscribe to receive our newsletter and also apply to be on the podcast. And after today's episode, stay tuned because there's going to be a sneak peek of a little video I created for my new video game, FSK, which means Find, Serve, Keep, that'll be coming out hopefully within the next several months. We're going to release it in Canada and overseas before we release it here in the States. But I want to give the watchers and listeners a little sneak peek because the guys I work with to build it are in this episode. Let's get right to it with Ryan Shizradi from TekRevol. Plant your boulder. Let's go. You know, it's awesome, man. And going back to your business partners, how you talked about starting with the right people. You know, the only reason why you can do what you're doing right now is because you have the right people, right? You've got personalities, you've got doers, you've got strategic thinkers, and you're doing projects all over the map, right? From business solutions to video games, and people are important. Before 2020 happened, obviously, and before that, and even this year, does your team take the time, you, a sim, and a beer? I can't believe I'm actually saying those words together. That actually sounds like I'm ready to go have a drink. You know, at the end of the day, do you guys get together and you say, okay, here's what we've done. Here's where we want to go. Are you laying out very specific plans with goals or goals with plans, or are you guys kind of just flying by the seat of your pants there?
So at a point, there was a time, I think probably before 2020, there was a time when we were just flying by the seat of our pants, trying to figure everything out. You know, when you start a business, it's a really iterative process. Like it's something to where you're kind of always pivoting and trying to find your right niche. You know, at the beginning, obviously, you get your mission, vision, all your values down, making sure that everybody's on the same page on that level. Understanding where the business is going from a high level. But once you get into nitty gritty and start throwing out ideas, seeing where you're going to spend money, how you're going to make money, you know, who you're going to target first, ABM strategies, these kind of things, like putting all this together, is definitely a trial and error process. I mean, I wouldn't say I made a lot of mistakes starting, and we were definitely flying by the seat of the pants, but through that, we were able to find what kind of works and get direction from for ourselves. After that, it's become more, you know, analytical, a little bit more analytical. It's still a little bit of, you know, winging it here and there, which is always fun.
It does make it fun.
Yeah.
It does make it fun to wing it sometimes too.
Exactly. You got to have a little bit of fun with it. But, you know, there's obviously always, you know, strategic plans, objectives, and goals that we do set for ourselves, each of the partners individually and as a team. So even just 2 weeks ago, I was in Dubai for the GITEX conference, and, you know, it was crazy. There's robots, everything over there. Biggest trade show or conference in the Middle East region and EU region for technology and stuff. And it was really cool to be there, kind of seeing how we could actually help with a lot of those companies. And that was a goal that we set as a team a few months ago, to be able to attend that, to have a booth there. We were right next to Intel and Lenovo, so it was really honorable. I felt really honored to be there, and be able to present our stuff. And that was a cool goal that actually just recently we were able to fulfill, and actually exceeded our goals through that as well, through that event and everything. So
I think they would call that, technically they call that a milestone. You know, going to something like that is a dream. You not only want plans and goals, but one extra layer of that is milestones, you know, which are where you can celebrate. And it reminded me of a sermon I actually heard years ago. It was about the story of Hansel and Gretel. You heard of the story about how they left all this bread behind, right? And so they came and they ate it, and then they lost their way. They couldn't get back. And what's really important in business is that you don't want to leave breadcrumbs as milestones. You want to put rocks as milestones, because when you get lost, you can always go back to that milestone that said, hey, we did this. We can get through this. Remember that milestone back there? Let's keep pushing forward because we can do it again. And so what you experienced was a milestone in your business. And you guys need to make sure you implant that in your brain for the times to succeed in the future, or the challenging times, that you remember these milestones. Don't leave breadcrumbs, leave stones, because if you get lost, Ryan, which every business owner does, you can always go back to that milestone and then go from there. And I think so often we forget in our personal lives and in our business lives to set up boulders or stones, giant things in our mind and our memory, so we can hold on to it, cling to it, and remember those times, not only professionally, but personally. That was such an awesome episode, such a blast. They're great people. Awesome. Abir, Ryan are just wonderful people. Here's a little short video of FSK, and I'll be right back. And that's it. Another amazing episode is in the can here on David Vs Goliath Podcast. Stay tuned next week for a long form interview. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you then.
Do you own a business? Do you have or need a social media presence? If you are like most businesses, you spend either no time or too much time and money on your social media strategy, spending thousands of dollars per month only to get mediocre and inconsistent results. This leads to frustration and, in some cases, sleepless nights. Introducing AutomateMySocial.com. Automate 90% of your social media and never have to think about it again. That's right. Automate your business's social media posting and strategy like forever. Automate the essentials and customize only what's needed. Save time, save money, and get better results with AutomateMySocial.com. Our patent-pending technology gives you the ability to automatically create your social post and distribute them immediately, like in seconds, across all your social media platforms. Stop the madness of paying someone to create, post, and manage your strategy, and let our software do the work, so you don't have to. Oh, and if you're an agency or social media manager, you too can let our software do all the work, and you can get all the credit. It will be our little secret. With AutomateMySocial.com, you can have it all. It's easy to use, never complains, and never asks for time off or more benefits. See this amazing new software application at AutomateMySocial.com. If you own a business or manage client social media and want to save time, energy, money, all while increasing your return on investment, then let's get this party started at AutomateMySocial.com.